Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I guess you can call it a podcast. And we are here today to talk about basketball wives. And from the looks of the previews, I feel like it's going to be an Angel Brinx heavy episode. And blah, I just don't care about her and her man. I don't. But let's get into it. And I haven't watched it. So I will be watching it with you guys. You guys will be getting my first reaction. All right, let's get into it. Oh, I have to say, if you have not already, please like, comment, and subscribe. All right, let's get into it. All right, so we open with Jennifer and her green eyes, which she do not need because she's already a pretty girl. So why are you wearing green contacts, Jen? Why are you doing that? And I have never really realized it until now when I was watching the opener and I ended up pausing it on Jen's face and she had green contacts. And then I see her in the scene, green contacts. Girl, bye. But she is starting a hairline called Redefine, and some guy takes out a hairdresser, takes out a 70-inch weave, and she's all excited. That's a lot of hair, and that is extremely long. No, thank you. But it's so funny because she has Brooke there, and Brooke is going to be one of her hair models. And we get a flashback of when she asked Brooke to be her hair model. And literally, Jackie is sitting in the middle, and she does not ask Jackie. She's just talking over Jackie, like, so Brooke, I would love it if you would be my hair model. And in the confessional, she's like, she's so classy and pretty. And I'm like, that ain't Jackie, huh? No, no Jackie. And Jackie is just sitting there shaking her head, yeah, for Brooke. Yeah, yeah, she'll be a hair model. I don't know. I feel like I probably would have been offended. So Jackie wasn't offended that listen, she's better than me. No, I wouldn't have been that offended, but she wasn't offended at all, so that's cool. But as they're there getting their hair done, Jennifer is telling Brooke that she is very excited about Jelani and she wants to have a second date with him. And I'm like, oh, he bored me to tears. How do you want to date this guy again? I just don't want Jennifer to be desperate. And I feel like she kind of is giving off desperate vibes. Especially, listen, I always bring up Tim, but it's true because I would have never seen them together. But, yeah, okay. And Brooke is all happy because she's the one that brought him. It's her friend. All right. So then we get the cutest scene of Brandy and her little brother. You guys, I am a super family person. Like, I'm obsessed with my family. I'm obsessed with my siblings, my nieces, nephews, of course, my baby girl. And unfortunately, and I think I've told you guys this before, I really regret not giving her a sibling. She has siblings on her dad's side, but of course it's not the same as siblings on your mom's side, and I regret not giving her that experience because I'm obsessed with these people. So when I saw her with her little brother, so cute, and they're sitting there, and he's a little cutie pie, and they're sitting there talking about their dad, which is so sad. Like, I hate that for them, that their dad passed like that. But she's saying she has a cookbook coming out, and he always told her that she could cook. So she's like, I hope he wasn't just gassing me. And the brother's like, nah, he said, you got it. You got what it takes. And he said he's glad that she's out there and in good spirit and everything. And Brandy in her confessional says that she just hates the fact that I guess her dad was craving oxtails and rice, and she cooked him something, but she didn't cook him what he actually wanted, and she wishes she would have made him the oxtail and rice as like his last meal. But you don't really think like that, at the time. So, but I love the fact that they're excuse me, super close and cool. And again, he's a little cutie pie. And I just love the whole family dynamic. They had a beautiful family. Speaking of family, you guys, I'm going to do something I never did before. But I think I will start incorporating little pieces of me. Okay? Because I mean, I'm not a secret. I just don't want to be like all over, YouTube like that. But I'm going to show you guys who my brother met. I can't remember his name from Force with Tommy, the Power series or whatever, but in the middle. Well, first of all, my brother is the one on the left, his good friend who grew up with him from junior high, so he's like a baby brother too, is on the right, but my brother is the one with the sunglasses on top of his head. But y'all see who's in the middle? The guy from Force. And yeah, so when he told me that he met him before he even sent the picture, I'm like, hey, do he have those hips for real? Like the hips? He was like, listen, I am a man. I don't know. And I'm like, well, you can see hips. Like, ain't nobody saying you know. Nah, listen. And he, again, I am a man. I did not look at his hips or whatever. So when he sent me the picture, I was like, oh, he got the hips. That's him. So they were at a festival in Hyde Park, Chicago. I did not know that he was, he's from Chicago, so that's why they saw him there. But yeah, when I saw the hips, and then I was like, you know what? I swear to God, I'm not clowning him for those hips because he did a sex scene. And this is what I'm telling my brother. And he's like, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. And I'm like, yeah, and the sex scene just made it all right. I ain't mad at his hips. But yeah, I was excited to see who he met, and I'm like, I hope you got a picture, and he did because he also met Kanye. All right, I have digressed so far away from Basketball Wives, but he didn't take a picture with Kanye, so I ain't got nothing to post. So long story short, no picture. But let's get back to Basketball Wives. Y'all, so then we have Jackie, Duffy, and British having lunch or whatever they're having, and they're talking about Angel Brinks and the fact that he gave her a fourth promise ring, and they're saying how he pretty much dropped the ball because everybody, his family was there, her family was there, and Duffy is like, listen, I'd have told him go take all four of these promise rings and make them one big ring and let's do this. But here's my thing: if you got to tell somebody that, is it really worth it? Like, I shouldn't have to tell you to quit giving me this bullshit. Like, why do you keep giving me promise rings? Fuck out of here with that. Like, seriously. But then here we go with Jackie. We are tapping into crazy Jackie now. What are we at? Episode 4, 5, something like that. We knew it was coming, y'all. Nosy Jackie turns into crazy Jackie. So she's like, so Duffy is telling them, sorry, that's my microwave. So Duffy is telling them, yeah, she's not happy. And I had a conversation with her, and then we get a flashback of the conversation and her saying that, she wished it was a regular ring or whatever. And Jackie is like, oh my God, I hate to hear that. Because she was going on at first about how much he loves her and this and that. Jackie is always out of the loop. Like, she is just so ridiculous. She loves love, and I think that's cute. I do like that about Jackie, but I think she goes too far with it. But Duffy is telling them how she's not happy or whatever, and Jackie is like, I hate to hear that, and I'm worried now. And I'm like, as soon as she said I'm worried, that's where you don't want Jackie to be. You don't want Jackie to be all up in your shit, and that's exactly where she's about to go. All right, so then we see a scene with well, I want to call her British, Brandy, cooking for her husband. There's her husband. He's still there. And it looks like grits or something that she cooked. I don't know. But she's telling him that after talking to her brother, she feels good about doing the cookbook. And now she's going to really make it happen. And I'm like, girl, you made it sound like it was already in the works. He asked you, what are you working on that's keeping your mind off of? And you were like, I'm working on this cookbook. No, you were thinking about working on this cookbook. But listen, whatever works, as long as it gets done, I'm not mad. She said that she wants to have all the girls over to taste her cooking. She asked him what she should cook. They come up with a little deal, meal deal or whatever. Not meal deal, Lord. They come up with a little menu: fish, brown rice, peppers, this and that, nicely seasoned. And yeah, so she's gonna have a little get together, so we know something's coming. Yeah. So then we have Jennifer and Jelani on a date with a dog. I don't know why I said it with that accent, but with a dog. And he's so boring that we sat there listening to the dog pant for about 5 minutes. And she's like, is he thirsty? Yeah, he probably thirsty. Does he snore? Oh, yeah, he snore. And I'm just like, what are you guys talking about? Like, what the hell are we watching? What is this? So he asked her, do you want to watch, you want to walk the dog? And she says, yeah, I guess. That means no. So in her confessional, she's saying she's ready to get another dog, but bulldogs are so big and they snore and this and that. And I'm like, nobody says you have to get a bulldog. But then we get back to them, and y'all, they just so boring. Like, there's no he has no conversation whatsoever, and I just could not with him because y'all see, I be talking, and I'm not trying to carry the whole conversation. No, I'm just not. Yo, so they continue on this boring conversation about nothing, and something's wrong if Jennifer is the one carrying the whole conversation. No shade to Jennifer, but she's a quiet girl. So for her to be the one carrying it, and he's just like, I was looking forward to this. Like, he has nothing to say whatsoever. Excuse me, but as they get ready to go, he stands up and gives her the most awkward kiss on the lips. And I'm just like, ew. And thankfully, in her confessional, she said, the slightest thing turns her off. And me too. Like, I am mostly always turned off until they do something to turn me on. Like, yeah, like, I just be so irritated with men sometimes and the stuff they do. But I'm glad she did not, like, it was so awkward too. And she told him before the kiss or whatever, oh, don't get tired of me. And I'm just like, Jen, shush, like, play it cool. Are you kidding me? You're the catch, remember? You're the catch, ma'am. Yeah, so then we have Jackie going over to Angel Brinx's house, and of course, Rockstar's there. She's going on and on about how dope the gender reveal was, and you did your thing, Rockstar. You did your thing. The kids are cute, all that. They sit down, and immediately Jackie's just like, when he pulled out that ring, I thought it was an engagement ring. Did you think it was an engagement ring? And he's like scratching his neck, looking to the side, and she's like, no, no, I didn't. And Jackie's like, well, do you want to get married? And Angel's like, what do you mean right this second? And I'm like, when people play stupid, that means yes, she does. Oh, excuse me. But in the confessional, she's like, yeah, I don't mind getting married or whatever, but what we're not going to do is force a man to ask. And I'm like, I heard that, ma'am. But what we're also not going to do is run around accepting 12 billion promise rings. No, nigga, no. So then Jackie's like, yeah, people have been talking, Angel, saying that you're not happy. And she's like, what? And Jackie's like, yeah, you talked to Duffy? Because other than that, I wouldn't have known. And I'm like, Jackie. And so Angel is trying to get them to stop because Rockstar goes on this whole tirade about, I really don't want you hanging out with single people. And, I just want you with married people. How you going to tell her who to hang out with? He sounds stupid. But so he goes on this whole thing. Angel tries to calm him down, and she's just like, Jackie, really? Like, girl talk is girl talk, and it's nothing that you want to do at the table. Jackie's in the confessional like, well, I'm just very concerned about them, and I want to help in any way that I can. Jackie's full of shit. This man gets to going on about Aaron Duffy out and her relationship will end today. And I'm like, what do you know about Duffy? Like, what is Duffy doing? Do we really feel like Duffy is running around cheating on her man or whatever? I feel like he is just blowing smoke. And she's like, no, don't do that. How cool are you that he would know Duffy's business? This is full of shit. You guys, I don't know. I'm trying. I mean, I like Basketball Wives. It's my thing. But all of this stuff is coming off as so scripted. I swear to God, like, it's just so scripted. Like, it's giving me Love and Hip Hop. And that's when I stopped dealing with Love and Hip Hop. As soon as they became super scripted and you could tell that everything was phony. So that was years and years ago. Y'all know they've been scripted and phony forever. I just don't like scripted and phony, even though I know it's a little bit to it to all of them. But what do you know about Duffy, y'all? Tell me. What y'all think he know about Duffy? Anyway, Jackie is looking all concerned. Oh my God, I'm not here to break up marriages or break up anyone or whatever. I am very scared. Jackie's so full of shit. And this is what I'm saying. It's so put on. She's so full of crap. All right, so then we have Jennifer and British meeting up, talking about hair and her hairline and everything. And she lets her know that she went out on 2 dates with Jelani. 2 dates. And, when they got ready to leave on the second date, he kissed her on the lips, just a peck, but she was caught off guard and she don't know how she feel about that because she's a prude and she don't know him. And British, her hold'em, it just like comes all out of her mouth. Like, just the hoe is just showing and she don't even care. Like, she's smiling about it. She's happy about it. The way she gives it up and the way she justifies it, she sound dumb as hell. She's like, why don't you just go ahead and sleep with him then? What you should do is sleep with him, see if it's good or whatever. And if not, then you can move on. You didn't waste your time. Girl, can you imagine doing that with so many people? Can you? She asked Jennifer, when's the last time she had some dick? Jennifer's like, I didn't even know. But yeah, that kiss was so awkward. I feel like that's not the D you really want. That's not the D that's going to really do it for you. Jelani is awkward. I'm sorry. He's awkward and he's a bore. He's a snooze fest. But just so surprised by British and her dialogue. So now we see what she be doing, right? Now it sounds like that's what she be doing. And I think it's disgusting. I think it's disgusting. Her and her boyfriend just be doing it with any and everybody because that's how it came off. That she definitely does it with whoever just to see so she don't waste her time. And it's disgusting. And unfortunately, these young adults nowadays that I'm finding out, they don't really believe in condoms, you guys. I feel like we're a little, we're not old, but we know that you gotta wrap it up and protect yourself. And these super young adults, they don't believe in that crap. All right, so first of all, we're over here with Duffy and her family. Her oldest son with the super dirty feet, no sir. And the baby and the boyfriend, and she's saying that they're about to go somewhere, and she'll meet them after Angel comes, and they talk. And I'm just like, hopefully y'all not about to go nowhere, because as soon as Angel comes to the door, her boyfriend is like, hey, we're about to leave. I'm like, that is a dead giveaway. Y'all ain't going nowhere. And y'all definitely ain't going nowhere with the little boy with his super dirty feet. Like, y'all not gonna make him wash his feet before he put some shoes on? So anyway. All right, so when Angel sits down and they talk about what happened, she lets her know that Jackie came over and said you was talking about me. Basically, just like that. You was talking about me. And Duffy is like, no, I wasn't. I was saying it in a concerned way, like a girl might need us. And I'm like, how y'all gonna help her situation? How you gonna help her relationship? No, no one needs you. But I get what she was saying. She was like, there's no ill intent, but Jackie is just being messy. Jackie don't have shit else to do because Doug is away coaching, so she's all up in everybody's business. And I'm like, well, what was her excuse before? Because Jackie has been in everybody's business. But, she's like, she's trying to get you mad at me and Rock mad at you. And Angel Brinks is like, and mad at you. And she's like, oh, he was mad? Oh, yeah, he was mad. He blew up or whatever. But we come to the consensus that Jackie is messy. That's not new. Is that new to any of them? Lord, so we have Jennifer and Jackie meeting up for dinner or whatever, and basically, long story short, Jen fucked him, y'all. Jen fucked him already on the third date. I'm so disappointed in her. Oh my god. And she's trying to act like it was good. And then what I tell y'all? And Jen ain't even a young adult, but looks like she didn't really use a condom because of course Jackie asked, because Jackie be all up in everybody's business, so she wants to know. And if you're gonna tell her that you messed around with somebody after 3 dates, then fine. She can ask if you use a condom. And she started smiling and like, oh, it depends on how many drinks I had. I'm like, that's a no. And Jennifer is too old for that shit. Like, I don't even know how old she is, but she's too old to just be sleeping with people on the third date with no condom whatsoever. Ugh. Anyway, she says that she could see, oh, she did say that the first kiss was bad. So I'm like, okay, she saw the awkwardness, and I can't imagine that anything else was good, but she can see them together and she's so happy and yada yada. I don't see it. It's not gonna last. He is a bore. But Jen, don't listen to British. That's why you can't have whole friends like that, because they will just turn you all the way out and have you with, like Jackie said, STDs and all that stuff. Ugh. All right, so we are now all showing up to Brandy's house for this dinner. And when Brooke gets there, she is just now seasoning this tilapia, you guys. Tilapia. Okay. But when I get there, I'm going to need it to be done. I need you not to be seasoning and everything. I need it to be done. Let's serve. Let's have this little dinner party. Let's get out of here. But she is just now cooking. So anyway, she tells Brooke that she didn't invite Nia because she knew that she was coming. And I'm like, you didn't invite Nia because she's a random and she's a fill-in and we didn't need her here. So that's why you didn't invite Nia. Why are they trying to make her a thing? Like, we don't know her. She can't sit with us. We don't know her. So then, yeah, all the ladies start showing up. Jennifer comes in. She looks cute. She kind of looks out of place with them, you guys. Like, I just feel like that's not really her group. And I feel like they may be so much younger than her, but I really don't know. Then Angel Brinks comes, and what the hell does girl be wearing all the time? And she's a stylist or designer or whatever. She be looking a fool all the time. And then she has this basketball looking outfit on in the confessional. She just be looking a mess. But she says she feel like she's the topic of discussion. I'm like, girl, ain't nobody even mentioned you. Sit your ass down. So Jackie gets there and she's starving. She's eating off of random plates and everything, talking about how she's hungry. And I'm like, see, that's why it's supposed to be done. But it was done, so she gives them their plates and everything, and you could tell that there's some tension with Duffy. Um, oh, by the way, the other random girl, not the Nia random girl, but her friend that looks like her, she comes in and she tells Angel Brinks that I guess Nia is sorry. I'm not gonna lie, you guys. I kind of didn't really listen. I saw her sit down and say I got a message from Nia, and I just kind of zoned out. I was doing something else, but I'm gonna assume that she's sorry, cause why wouldn't you be? It was rude. And then yeah, so they're all sitting eating on their laps, and yeah, I'm not very judgmental. I'm really not. But I cannot eat on my lap. Like, I don't like parties where I have to eat without a table or something. I don't like it because I just be uncomfortable. And that goes for family parties or anything. I don't care. Like, I don't do well just eating off my lap. But they're making out just fine, and the food looks good. All right, so the girls are eating. They finally tell her after, the suspense, how it tastes. They said it's delicious. And she gave them this teeny tiny piece. And Jennifer's like, can I have some more? She's like, oh, you want some more? Yay. But it doesn't look like she gave her more. And I feel like they just got this teeny tiny piece of fish. What happened to the brown rice and the other stuff? Like, mm-mm. So Jackie goes to put her plate down and she tells Brandy, listen, I don't do the fakeness. She got these sunglasses on. I don't do the fakeness. And, can I have the floor for a minute? Can I just take care of this so that we can have a good time? And I'm like, who does Jackie think she is with all this? She feels like she's getting a bad rap, so she want to clear the air. Of course she does. Yeah, so Jackie starts in and she goes from 0 to 100 like she always do. She turns into crazy Jackie out of nowhere. She started talking about how she's just very concerned and she wants the best for all her friends. And she's like, listen, I just want to know. And, Angel Brinks is like, why is everybody talking about me? Why are you guys talking about my relationships? I'm not talking about you. And she's like, I didn't mean it in a bad way. And Angel Brinks is like, well, no, Jackie's like, well, you insinuate, did you say that I said that Duffy was a bad friend? And she's like, no, but you insinuated the way you came and you told what was going on and everything. And Jackie starts going crazy. No, I did not. No, I did not. What are you talking about? I will not have my character and my assassin. Like, Jackie is so crazy. She's just crazy. So British says, listen, she just wants to know why you would bring something like that to her and not, to her and him, as opposed to just talking to her or calling her on the phone and telling her separately. And I'm like, because you ladies are dumb and Jackie has been doing this for years. She knows exactly what she's doing and why she's doing it. But she ain't gonna tell y'all that. Y'all think she gonna say, oh, because it's good for TV? Oh my God, Jackie strikes again. So as soon as British says that or whatever, Jackie says, oh, I get it now. I get it. And I'm sorry. I would never, y'all know this is a pattern with Jackie. This is why we call her Jack. You're crazy. Because she flies off the handle and then 2 seconds later it's I'm sorry. We're good. I love you. Like Jackie is unstable as shit. She really is. So of course she's apologizing and oh now I understand and I would have never done that and I really like Rock and everybody's like yeah she said she liked Rock and then Jennifer's like yeah when Jackie told me about you guys and Angel's like damn why are you telling everybody no I didn't tell her like that I didn't tell her like that because Jackie got a big ass mouth. All right, so of course Angel Brink starts crying because she's all emotional and her hormones are everywhere because she's pregnant and she just don't understand it's too much and she's leaving. Goodbye. But in her confessional, she says that these ladies are talking about her and acting like they've never had an issue in their relationships. And I'm like, nobody really said anything except Jackie. So I don't know what she's talking about. Like they're just saying how Jackie told your business and nobody said anything or judged you or anything. But she left and good. Like again, do we care? Like it's so much about Angel Brinks. I just think this whole thing, who cares about all this? Like really? Yo, Jackie is so crazy. Duffy, first of all, let's talk about the fact that I was wondering, why are we talking about this? Like, why are we making this a thing? And it's because Malaysia's not here, of course. So if we're not doing the Malaysia and Brandy thing, then what are we doing? Like, we can't have a good night because that would be boring. We got to have something, right? Because y'all know this is just craziness to talk about. We don't care. But when she comes back in, Duffy walked her to the car, and I'm sorry, I ain't mean nothing. I'm really genuine. Get home safe. She comes back, and they're like, why'd she leave? Where's Angel? She left. You just saw her leave. What are you talking about? And Jackie says, you know what? It's some other things that's going on that people not even aware of. And then she paused. And I'm like, here she go again. Here she go again. And they're like, what? What's going on? Well, Rock was really mad. And then he said some things about Duffy because he was mad. And it really pissed me off. And I'm like, was she pissed off? Did we see her pissed off? Did we miss that part? So, of course, Duffy is like, I would like to know what he said. He said these exact words. This is Jackie because she's ridiculous. All right, so to wrap it up, Jackie lets her know that he said, exactly what he said. But she kind of put 20 on 10 with the whole, if I see her, I'm going to air her out. I don't recall him saying, if I see her. I recall him saying, Duffy don't want me to air her out or whatever. So Jackie put a little bit on it. She put a little twist on it, but and it worked because it got Duffy mad. Duffy's like, what are you gonna talk about? Everybody talk about how I F this rapper, F that rapper, and my dick is my guy is laying good pipe, and I don't need no other nigga and everything. And I'm just like, okay, great. And the ladies are laughing, they're eating it up. She says she ain't about to argue with nobody's nigga. Okay, great. That was the end, and yeah. I'm not gonna complain, but it was a bunch of nothing. It was a bunch of foolishness because we are not that emotionally invested in Angel and Rockstar, are we? Like, do we care? Do we care if they really like or love each other? Like, I don't care anything about them. I don't ever want to see them or hear from them again. I would be perfectly fine with that. So we'll see what happens in the next episode. If you are still here, you are the real MVP. Thank you very much. If you have not already, could you please subscribe? That'd be great. Thanks. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Smooches.